if you remember, when we talked on Tuesday, the structures that we discussed, right, were things that animals need in order to live and things that animals need in order to survive, right?
Yes.
So now that we understand that, please don't. Now that we understand that the structures, right, that we see on animals are used, right, for them to survive, we realize that animals have a very important job, okay? In order to survive, they use structures on their body. In order to survive, they use structures on their body the same way we do in order to stay safe, in order to get their food, right? And do the same things that we do, right? Because even though we don't live in a forest and we have a house, we have things on our bodies that we use to survive, just like animals do. Got it, got it?
Got it.
Look at your name, and I'm going to give you one. Okay? All right. So we're going to listen to this video, this beautiful video, that's going to give us some insight on what animals do. Let me make it a little bigger.
Hi friends, it's Mrs. Lawson, and today we're going to be continuing to talk about animal and plant defenses. So let's see. Alright, so we first talked about Spruce the sea turtle, and Spruce used to live in the aquarium, and now Spruce needs to go back to the ocean. It's time for her to go back to the ocean, but we want to make sure that she has what she needs to survive, right? We don't want her to just go out into the ocean and then she'll be helpless. We want to make sure she knows what to do. So we want to figure out how Spruce the sea turtle can defend herself from sharks. Yeah, I know. We don't want Spruce to get eaten by sharks. So let's figure it out. Let's talk about it. Wow, look at all these teeth on the shark. So just like other predators, sharks eat animals by finding them and using sharp structures, everyone say structures, such as their teeth, to catch them or break them into smaller pieces. So look at all the teeth that the shark has. They're so sharp. So this is a structure that a shark uses to eat their food. So their teeth act like a structure. All right, let's see. So we have to figure out how Spruce can defend herself. We need to learn about the ways different living things defend themselves, right? So today we will investigate. This is our question. This is what we're investigating. This is what we're trying to find more information about. How do animals and plants defend themselves? How do animals and plants defend themselves? So you don't need to raise your hand to answer this question, because this is what we're going to be investigating and trying to figure out. So defend, right? Who thinks they know what defend means? What does the word defend mean? Try to say it in your own words. Can we have a silent hand? Get ready to share what defend means. Teacher, you can pause the video right here.
Okay, guys. So she said, in your own words, what do you think the word defend means? Lincoln, loud and proud. Let me look around. All eyes should be on Lincoln. Let's Lincoln.
The defend is that you're defending someone.
Okay, Lincoln. Say it again, loud and proud. I want to hear you.
The defend means that you're defending someone.
Okay, so defend means you're defending someone. Does anyone like to add on? What else can we say about what it means to defend? Loud and proud, Elijah.
Defend also means that you're defending yourself from somebody hitting you and you need to tell someone.
Okay, yes. Now that's good, but let's stay with animals. How an animal would defend himself. Loud and proud, Cal. Everyone everybody's eyes. Let me make sure. All eyes are on Cal. Loud and proud, Cal. Loud and proud. Say it again, sweetheart. Okay. So if something, he said if a shark attacks you, and then it attacks them. But there's a word we're missing. What does it mean to defend yourself? Yes, Kaylee.
It means that you're
All eyes should be on Kaylee. Yes.
it means that you're fighting for yourself.
Fighting for yourself. Yes. Last person. Jasleen, what does it mean to defend?
That means that you're fighting.
You're fighting. Anybody else? Taylor, loud and proud. To defend yourself means to do what? Yes, I love that you stood up. That's right. Loud and proud, sweetheart.
It means that
Mask up. Go ahead.
it means that the animals, like sharks,
Okay.
defend the other animals that are nice.
Okay, so like animals like sharks that are offending the other animals that are nice. Okay, so these are all great answers. But I'm going to give you a new word. To defend yourself means to protect yourself, okay? Protect means you're trying to like go like this way. Like when one of you guys said if someone's trying to hit you, right, you might go like this, right? So a shark, right, has ways to protect itself because it has those sharp teeth to eat you. And I got a good one. This one's my favorite. A turtle likes to use its shell, which is a structure on the turtle, its shell, and it likes to go inside of its shell, put its head inside the shell, and then it gets camouflage. Camouflage means it looks like the trees in the ground, and because the turtle shell is already like brownish and green, when an animal comes by and he feels there's danger, he puts his head in his shell, and then nobody can see him, and that's how the turtle is defending himself, protecting. Okay?
I need something else to say.
Yes, Caroline. Nice and loud, and then Elijah. Nice and loud.
No, that's Elijah. He's Elijah.
Yeah. And I'm saying for you, Caroline, you can go, and then he can go after you. Go ahead, Caroline.
Like it's like the same thing as strangers, as like, or you can like not run away, or you can scream, and then you hurt them.
Yeah, so you're talking.
And they're trying to cover your mouth, so you gotta bite their hand.
Okay, so you're talking about if a person is being attacked, right? And they need to defend themselves and they scream and bite somebody's hand who's trying to attack them. That's a good example. But let's stay with animals. Yes, Elijah?
And also, like squid in the sea, they use camouflage that when they touch something, they turn the same exact.
Keep going.
Turn the same exact color that they touch.
Yes.
And so when the shark comes, it can camouflage itself and it can be safe, and when it's gone, it can uncamouflage.
Very good. Everybody say, you go, Elijah.
You
Say, you go, Caroline.
go, Caroline.
Yes.
And also, there's an animal who is so beautiful, and they can go under the water and they can eat seaweed. I learned that from ABC 1, 2, 3 Mountains.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go.
1, 2,
So what does defend mean? Defend means to.
5.
Who remembers the word I just taught you? Neverland, Taylor, yes? What does defend mean? To? Yes, Neverland. Yes, Neverland and Taylor, say it together. It means to?
Protect yourself.
So say in a sentence, defend means, say defend means,
To protect yourself.
beautiful. Thumbs up if we all agree. Moving right along. Let's see what else she's going to tell us.
All right. Hopefully some friends said to protect something, to keep something safe, because that's exactly what our definition is. So let's say it all together. Repeat after me. To defend.
To defend.
Is to protect.
Is to protect.
Make sure you're repeating it. Or keep safe.
Or keep safe.
Awesome. So to defend is to protect or keep safe. And we're going to be talking about this continually as we
remember, to defend means to protect or keep safe.
Bruce used to defend herself, to keep herself safe.
Okay, listen.
This book is called Spikes, Spines, and Shells. And we're going to use this book to answer our questions about how other animals and plants defend themselves. Okay? So make sure you are visualizing. So make mind moves. As I read this book, I want you to visualize how animals and plants, not just animals, but both animals and plants, use their structures to keep them from being eaten. Okay? So that's your thinking job, to visualize how animals...
Did you hear that? What's your thinking job? To visualize how animals are staying safe or how animals are protecting themselves. Got it?
Is camouflage.
Did you hear that?
Say camouflage.
Camouflage.
Good. Some animals and plants are hard to see because they blend in. This is called camouflage. Camouflage is a good defense. Everyone say defense. And we'll talk about that word in a second. When an animal or plant has camouflage, it is hard to find. If predators can't find an animal, they can't eat it, right? If you can't see something, how are you going to be able to find it to eat it, right? So let's look at this wolf, right? What color is this wolf? Can I have a silent hand raised there? And a silent, calm, steady hand to tell us what color this wolf is.
All right. What color is that wolf? Loud and proud, Jordan.
Jordan.
Awesome.
Jordan.
So
loud and proud. What color is that wolf?
White.
Okay, so do we all agree that Jordan just said that the wolf is white?
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Okay, hold on, Evelyn wants to say something loud and proud.
I also want that.
All eyes on
I
Evelyn.
also want that animal protect themselves like fish have the same color stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but they cannot have like there and sharks cannot see them.
Okay, so if fish have the same colors,
Stuff and like in the water, they cannot have the same color as them. Then sharks don't eat them, so they protect themselves like that sometimes.
excellent point. Evelyn just told us that sharks in the water, fish in the water, protect themselves from other sharks by the fact that they're able to camouflage and look like maybe the seaweed. They're able to look more like the color of the sea or the rocks underneath in the sea. And then when the sharks go past, they don't even notice the fish, and the fish get to be safe. They get to be safe because the shark didn't see their camouflage. And what are we learning about this word camouflage? Yes, loud and proud, Lincoln.
What we're learning about is because every animal has the color of it.
Well, not every animal, but for the most part, what she's trying to explain to us, there are certain animals, right, that have the ability to camouflage themselves. And if you have the ability to camouflage yourself, what are you able to do when a predator is coming for you, which is another animal? Yes, Elijah. Loud and proud, all eyes on Elijah.
And also,
I didn't answer my question. If you're able to camouflage yourself, right? If you're able to camouflage yourself, that means you're able to disappear into the environment so the predator, which is the other animal coming to attack you or hurt you, cannot see you. So if you're able to camouflage, what are you able to do? Caroline. No, you're not answering.
Or it can be like invisible. So
Yes. Okay. Exactly. So what I'm getting at, if you're able to camouflage yourself, you're able to look what? Say it again, loud and proud. Yes, everybody say, you go, Caroline.
You go, Caroline.
Okay, let's move on. So that means camouflage means we're able to what? Almost be
Invisible.
Invisible. Good. You guys kiss your brains. Amir, we have to move on. I'll come back to you.
Our friend said white, so shine to our
Eyes
friend.
on the screen.
Said that.
Good,
And
Jasmine.
who can
Good,
tell
good,
us with a silent hand, perfect match
Good,
5,
Sarah.
what is the color of snow? What is the color of snow?
Raise your
You
silent
can watch
hand.
the video here as well.
What is the color of snow,
And
Charles?
shine to the friend who said white. So notice how both
Good, Charles.
the animal and its background is white. So this is what camouflage is. It's going to be harder to find this wolf because the wolf is white. So the wolf kind of blends in with the background. But now, if the wolf was black, would the wolf be would it be easier to see the wolf in the snow? If the wolf was black? Yes, it would. We'd be
So
able to
did you
see it.
understand what she just said? She's saying by the wolf being white and the snow being white, if somebody's coming, right? If a predator's coming to eat him, the predator's not going to see him because of what? Nice and loud, Jaslyn.
Because he's white and white people is visible and white.
Uh-huh.
Even white animals are invisible.
Because he's in the what? The white what?
No.
Yes, so because he's in the white snow, he becomes invisible.
If he was brown, then the people were able to see him, and then they will bring him to the world, and then he'll get eaten.
Very good. Caroline said if he was brown, he would have gotten eaten because the snow is white and his brown fur would have been showing. Just like she said in the video, if it was a black animal. Hold on, Kaylee. She doesn't get a chance to talk in here. Go ahead, Kaylee.
Also, there's other predators that are there, like sharks, lions, and there's snakes also. They can also bite.
Yes. So she's telling us, excellent point, Kaylee. Kaylee's telling us about all the other predators. There might be snakes. There might be other sharks. There's so many different things outside.
Dinosaurs.
Yes, Amir. Loud and proud, Amir.
Also, there's animals like also there's like some foxes can be brown and something else is brown like they can blend in.
Yes, they can blend in. So very good point. Amir just said if the fox is brown and maybe he's behind a brown tree, a brown rock, then that means the brown on the brown we cannot see, and that becomes camouflage. Got it? Got it?
Got it.
Okay, moving right along.
No, the rocks are brown. They're just gray.
Very good. The rocks are not brown; they're gray. Okay. Yes, Jaslyn. Nice and loud.
And also, if he's white, then he's gonna come with them. But if he's like green or black, they're gonna see him and then they're gonna hunt him.
Yes, they're gonna see him and they're gonna hunt him. Woo! That's so scary. Yes, Jordan. Nice and loud. Okay, well, right now we're listening with our listening ears. Let's hear what she has to say.
Right? And you can take a look at these lizards here. This lizard, the outside, its skin is able to blend in with the rock. And we see here this walking stick. I think it is an insect, walking stick bug or insect. It blends in with trees. And we see the owl, same thing. So camouflage means that the animal or plant is blending in with its background. Okay? That means it's hard to find. Camouflage means it's hard to find.
Oh, did you hear what she said?
All right.
She gave you another meaning. She said
So,
camouflage means it's what? Hard to...
See.
I can't. Remember, silent hands. Yes, Lincoln, loud and proud.
It's hard to see.
It's hard to see, right? So Lincoln said, say it again, Lincoln. It's hard to...
See.
And it's hard to... Another word. Yes, Neverland, loud and proud. Huh?
To pick and look in somewhere else.
Yes, Kyle. What else? It's hard to what? Charles, it's hard to... to try to F. It's a letter F. Yes, Jaslina.
I noticed that I see a mouse.
Oh, you see a mouse. Exactly. So let's move on.
One more.
Oh, let's do a body check. Bring it back. Focus, guys. Let's keep our eyes on the screen.
One more.
No, we got to move on.
Is shells and armor. Everyone say shells
Shells
and armor.
and armor.
So together it's shells and armor. So some plants and animals have shells or armor for defense. It is hard for a predator. Everyone say predator.
Predator.
We learned a couple of days ago, predators, an animal that hunts or tries to eat other animals, right? So it's hard for a predator to bite through a shell. Shells and armor help keep that plants and animals from being eaten. So look, friends, we see squirrels. The sea turtle has a shell just like the sea turtle here. So that shell will make it harder for, I don't know, a shark to try to eat it because the shell is so hard. It becomes like an armor, a protector, a barrier, so that that animal can't get eaten. And we see the same thing with the armadillo. Has the outside as well, it's a hard shell. If you tap it, it's so hard. And same thing with this crab over here. The outside of the crab is a shell. It's hard. All right, let's move on.
All right.
So now we have.
So did we notice
And
what she said? If an animal has a hard shell, right? What is that hard shell for? No, we need somebody else. Charles, what is that hard shell for on an animal?
Protecting itself.
Protecting itself. Ready? Say, you go, Charles.
You go,
What's the hard shell for again, Charles?
Protecting itself.
Beautiful. Yes, Elijah.
And also, under the shield, it looks like there's a little mouse inside that when sound like a wolf or a thing comes to bite it, it'll turn into a ball, and then when it bites it, it'll break its teeth.
Exactly. And what's that thing called that comes to get it with the letter P? What word is that? Say it. Do you know, Elijah? Who knows that word, Taylor?
Present.
Say it again.
Present.
Predator. Let's all say it. Predator. All right. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I know one thing about foxes. Some birds are like they got the wolf bird, but I forgot the name, and they hunt like they see a jackrabbit. One sees it, and then it goes under, and it camouflages.
That's right.
Also, and then it flies.
And it flies. Okay, beautiful.
And then it just lands, and then it'll very fast, and then run.
And then run. Okay. And the wings would be what? What are the wings called?
Fly.
Oh, something else that we learned.
And then
What is it called, Elijah?
it's called
It's with a letter S, Kaylee.
structure.
Everybody say it. Structure.
Structure.
And let's give Amir some respect by doing this for you, Amir. Look, let's all be birds for Amir. Woo! Woo! Because Amir gave us a wonderful answer. Ready? Say, you go, Amir.
You go.
Beautiful.
You go.
Oh, you scratched? Okay.
See how spikes
Maybe a Band-Aid.
are defensive. Everyone, let's say together. Spikes
Spikes
and spines.
and spines.
All right, friends. These sharp parts make some plants and animals hard to eat. Predators may stay away from an animal with spikes. Friends, is spikes something that you would want to touch? Like, is it soft?
No.
No, you could give me a shake head. You don't need to call out. No. Spikes are not soft. So if an animal tries to just bite a plant or animal with spikes, it's going to hurt them because they're so sharp. And you can look at this hedgehog here. This hedgehog is wrapped around its body, but you can tell it has spikes all over. Same thing with this fish. Spikes, spikes, spikes all over. And also with this plant/flower. You can see those spikes.
Okay, so spikes and spines. We're going to end it on this because we're running out of time.
Next event.
Okay, so spikes and spines makes it hard for a predator to do what to it? Let's try somebody else. Mia. Spikes and spines. When you see spikes, right? If an animal, which is a predator is another animal that's trying to eat the other animal, right? And he sees spikes. What is it going to be hard for him to do to that animal because of the spikes? Because the spikes will hurt. Legs down on the floor. Excellent. So did everybody hear what Mia said? It'll be hard.
No.
Say it again, Mia, nice and loud. You gotta have your legs down on the floor.
If shark or a wild animal that eat some other animal that has spikes, they would get killed on the animal because they have spikes and spikes here.
Okay, so thumbs up. Do you agree with Mia that spikes hurt? All right. Yes, Neverland. Hold on.
What is that? Baby fish cannot be high on stuff like this because they're baby.
Okay.
Their family comes to second them and
Okay.
they got the same color.
All right, so that's camouflage. Well, let's stay with spikes. Tell us something about the spikes, Elijah, loud and proud.
That some spikes
Uh-huh.
are sharpened. That when somebody wants to touch it, it will hurt their hand, and then they'll have to go to the hospital.
Yes. So if another, let's say a person, right, saw an animal with spikes and tried to touch it, it would hurt their hand. But what about another animal trying to eat that animal if it sees it has spikes? What's going to happen, Jasleen? All eyes on Jasleen.
So if
Jaslyn.
an animal is trying to hunt the animal that has spikes, it's gonna hurt his tongue. And when people wanna hunt it or touch it, they need to wear gloves for it cannot hurt their fingers.
Exactly. They need to wear gloves so it won't hurt their fingers. But mostly, yes, Elijah, loud and proud. All eyes on Elijah.
So, some stuff from the sea that are jellyfish, when they come out the sea, they could shock you, and then you have a bad hurt thing, and then you have to go to the hospital, and then they need to check how hurt your hand is.
Exactly. Yes, last person, Lincoln. Go ahead.
So when a shark sees a crab or something else.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what the name is, so I just said something else.
Oh.
But yeah, I forgot the name.
Okay, the structures?
Yeah, it's when it tries to bite it, the crab can just pinch it.
So if it tries to bite it, then the crab can just pinch it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great point. So remember now, we talked about, right, the spikes, right? And the spikes can, stick you. Then before that, we talked about camouflage. And now we're going to end it on poison and venom. Okay? Poison and venom. Okay.
Poison. Repeat after me. Poison and venom.
Eyes on the screen.
Right. So poison and venom can hurt animals and make them sick.
Did you hear that?
Avoid eating poison. They stay away from animals with venom. These defenses help keep poisonous and venomous plants and animals from being eaten. So poison and venom really can make an animal sick, and it can also make an animal die. Because
wow, did you hear that? That's scary. So poison, did you hear that? Raise your silent hand. What can poison and venom do to an animal that tries to eat it? I want somebody else. Jordan, what can happen? If an animal touches another animal that has poison inside of it, what will the poison do to the animal?
If a cow, no. If an alligator touches a scorpion.
If an alligator touches a scorpion, what's the scorpion going to do to the alligator? And give it some what? We said the P word. Say it again.
Poisonous.
Yes, poisonous. And then what will happen to the animal, Elijah?
It'll die.
It'll die. So on that note, we're going to end right here, and we're going to come back on Tuesday.
Here, this frog is out.
We're going to come back on Tuesday. Everybody, give yourselves a round of applause. Kiss your brains. You guys are the smartest Zeta Scholar scientists I've ever seen. Thank you so much.
You can't go to the bathroom every hour. No. I can't even believe, no, we're not doing that anymore.